A bipartisan group of senators is pushing for reforms to combat sexual misconduct in the military and in Congress. This morning, New York Democratic Senator Kirsten Gillibrand is reintroducing the Military Justice Improvement Act. It seeks to professionalize how the military prosecutes sexual assault.
Senator Gillibrand yesterday introduced the Me Too Congress Act. She says too many people are not taking the problem of sexual harassment in Congress seriously. Senator Gillibrand joins us from Capitol Hill. Senator, good morning.
Good morning.
How pervasive is the problem on Capitol Hill, and what do you think can be done to stop it?
I think the problem is pervasive, and what we have right now is a process that's opaque, difficult to navigate, and most survivors don't even know where to report. So our bill is going to change all that, make it transparent, make it more accountable, and we'll actually have a survey so every person who works here can fill out a climate survey about whether they feel safe, whether they've been harassed. If so, did they report? If not, why not?
Senate Speaker Ryan will introduce a bill in the House. Will there be different bills?
I don't know what his bill will say, but it's more than just having training. He said he wants to do training. That's not enough. We need training, one, but we also need to change the process so that it's possible for someone to get justice. Today, if you have someone harassing you at your office, you'll have to go through a mediation process for months before you can even report your case. That is not something that's conducive to people reporting or ending harassment in the workplace.
Congresswoman Spear testified the other day that there are two current members of Congress, one Democrat and Republican, who have engaged in this kind of behavior, but she did not name them. Do you think they should be named?
Well, that's up to the survivors. A survivor might not want to have to be in the middle of a story for the next X number of months. She might want to continue with her career. She might not want to be discriminated against or somehow retaliated against. So the way I've written my bill is to make sure the survivor has the choice about whether or not she wants to take the issue public, or he, because right now they don't even have that option. They have to actually sign an agreement to not disclose what happened to them.
Mitch McConnell and others have floated the idea of having Jeff Sessions serve as a write-in candidate for his old seat in the Senate. Let me ask you whether or not you would agree with that. Would you support that? And if it were between Jeff Sessions and Roy Moore, who would you rather serve with in the Senate?
Well, there's a great candidate who's running on the Democratic line who I support.
But from a Republican standpoint, because obviously we know that the Republican is the front runner there.
If I had to choose a Republican write-in, I would pick Luther Strange.
So you are not in favor of Jeff Sessions serving as a write-in?
I just gave you my answer.
Okay.
If Senator Moore is elected, do you think he should be seated?
No, I would vote against him being seated, actually.
All right. Senator, can you talk about your Military Justice Improvement Act? How will it reduce or eliminate sexual assaults? How will it work exactly?
So the problem today is that every Secretary of Defense for the last 20 years has said zero tolerance for sexual assault in the military. But in fact, last year there were over 15,000 cases estimated. And so what we have is a huge problem where survivors don't necessarily feel comfortable coming forward, because last year 59% who did reported that they were retaliated against for doing so. And so what we have to do is change the dynamic. We don't want commanders making the decisions about which cases have to go forward to trial and which cases don't, because those commanders are neither lawyers nor prosecutors nor trained and may well have biases. So we need transparency and accountability. And so the way the bill's written is we want the decision to be made by trained military prosecutors who have no bias and who can make the decision based on what does the evidence say. And what we have right now is a system where very few cases are going forward to trial, even fewer ending in conviction. The conviction rate and the prosecution rate have gone down in the last year. It's a problem. So we need a military justice system that is worthy of the sacrifice that these men and women are making every day for our country.
Senator, are you and Senator Claire McCaskill on the same page on this?
Senator McCaskill and I have put forward dozens of reforms that have already passed into law, but all of them have really not dented the problem. They really are incremental reforms, efforts that haven't made a difference in how many people are willing to come forward and how many people are willing to have their cases be prosecuted, and then how many cases will be prosecuted. And so what we need to do is have a system that is more professional, one where people can have faith in the system. Today, they have less faith in the system. The percentage of people who are reporting openly has gone down. We need that to go up, and we need the number of cases actually going to trial and ending in conviction to go up. We're going in the wrong direction.
All right, Senator Gillibrand, always good to see you. Thank you so much for taking the time this morning.